What's up? This is YeahBuoy. I'm gonna show y'all how to be aggressive and survive when you're in a battleship and there are 6 tier 10 enemy destroyers. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is look at your team's composition. We have 2 battleships, a cruiser, and 4 destroyers. They have 6 destroyers and 1 cruiser. We have an advantage at taking out their cruiser, but they have a massive advantage at taking out our 2 battleships. There are 4 things that went through my mind when this match started. Number 1, I'm gonna have to dodge a lot of torpedoes. Number 2, I need to stay next to our other battleship. Number 3, I need to help take out the enemy cruisers so that the destroyers on my team have a better shot at surviving or capping. And number 4, we need to spread out just enough so that the enemy destroyers can't sneak past us and cap our base. Now notice that twice I've zoomed in on our other battleship. What I'm doing is taking a peek at which side of his ship his main guns are traversing to so that I have an idea of what he plans on doing. Alright, here's the first enemy destroyer. It's time to set some bait. I'm gonna turn to the left to expose my broadside and make him think that I'm an easy target. Once the Shimakaze starts exposing his broadside, that means he's about to fire his torpedoes, so I'm gonna put my ship into reverse and start turning to the right. That's the bait and switch, baby. Now here comes another Shimakaze. I'm gonna zoom in to see what they're doing. Since they're showing broadside, that means they're ready to fire their torpedoes. Now they're sailing away, which means they just launched them. Once this first wall of torpedoes safely passes me, I'm going to start moving forward again and turn to the right to become parallel with that other Shimakaze's torpedo path. This allows me to mitigate as much damage as possible. Notice that all of these movements are happening before I detect the torpedoes. You need to start dodging them before you detect them. Now also notice that I have high explosive rounds equipped. Battleships generally always want to use high explosive rounds against destroyers because the AP rounds on a battleship will over-penetrate a destroyer and won't do full damage. If a battleship wants to do full damage on a destroyer, they generally have to use HE rounds. Alright, there's the enemy cruiser. That's the guy that I need to target. Since I'm in a battleship, it's my job to target cruisers. Since this is where the cruiser is, this is where I need to be. You generally want to use AP rounds on cruisers when you're in a battleship. But since my salvo was almost done reloading, I got that last salvo off of HE, then I switched to AP. I'm gonna keep an eye on my surroundings because I am being hunted. There's 6 destroyers, 1 got sunk already, there's still 5 in the match. There's 2 Shimakazes, 1 on my right, 1 straight ahead. I'm gonna slow down and turn to the right. Start dodging those torpedoes before you see them. You know that they're coming when the destroyer is showing broadside. They're being vulnerable with you. That's because they have to fire their torpedoes. Whenever they become vulnerable, you see them showing their broadside, you know that they're firing those torps. Start dodging them ahead of time. Now keep an eye on that Shimakaze in front of me. Watch him on the minimap. He starts turning around. That gives me only enough time for about 2 salvos on the Des Moines before I need to prepare to dodge torpedoes again.
Target penetrated.
To make that shot, I had to do a little bit of predictive firing because the Des Moines was turning to the right. I had to place my crosshairs a little bit lower than normal so that by the time my rounds got there, they'd be on target. Now notice that I've been reversing for just a few seconds now. That's just a precaution in case some torpedoes are headed my way that I can't see. Those destroyers' torpedoes should have reloaded by now, so I'm going to start moving forward and turning to the left to prepare to dodge them. I'm going to switch to HE rounds to prepare for these destroyers ahead of time. There he is, very predictable. His torpedoes were ready to go, so he came in for another salvo. Now I'm getting sandwiched between 2 destroyers, 1 on my right, 1 on my left. This is a very unfortunate position to be in, especially for me. It is really hard for me to both steer and fire at the same time because my left hand is partially paralyzed. I've only ever played this game with 1 hand, and usually when I'm in situations like this, where I have to make really quick decisions, I give up one or the other. I either give up steering or firing, and right here I wish I had thrown it in reverse, but I just wanted to make sure I got this salvo off. I actually expected to get sunk right here, so I said, you know what, if I have to choose steering or firing, I want to sink this destroyer if I'm going down. But luckily I survived. Now you want to keep turning to the left just in case there's some more torpedoes headed your way. Just wasted that precise aim because he disappeared. I'm going to recover some HP and get behind my teammates. I want them to be the distraction. I want them to be the damage sponge. I do not have hit points to spare. Look at the minimap. The enemy cruiser is by their base. The 3 destroyers are in the middle of the map. We do not have to worry about being capped. I'm gonna head toward my teammates and try and see if I can help them sink someone. There's one more set of torpedoes that I'm gonna dodge here at the end, but while we're waiting for that to happen, guys, if you wanna see some awesome gameplay and learn how to dodge torpedoes like a boss, check out my video on how to dodge torpedoes like a boss. Guaranteed, you'll learn how to dodge like a boss. Boss edition from YeahBuoy. But skip to 255 if you check it out, because the first few minutes of that video is the first few minutes of this video. Links in the description. Now I was thinking about firing at this gearing, but check out the way he's maneuvering. I didn't want to waste this salvo on him, because by the time the rounds got there, he wouldn't be where I aimed. And it's a good thing I didn't fire those rounds. Check out this gearing in the middle of the map. He popped his smoke, that means he became vulnerable, and he launched his torpedoes. Here they come. I'm turning to the right to dodge them. If I had gone straight ahead or turned to the left, they would have hit me. And to be fair, one of them did hit the Des Moines, but if the Des Moines wasn't there and I had turned left, that would have hit me too, so I'm counting these as dodged. The time runs out, but you can clearly see that all of these were dodged. None of them would have hit me if the clock had kept rolling. And whether you want to count this as 73 or 74 torpedoes dodged, they both come out to an 82% success rate. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.